So today I'm going to be talking a little bit about friendships. So whether you came with a friend or with your parent, I hope part of this reaches you. So friendships have saved my life. The word friend comes from the Old English word freyond and is related to the word freyon, which means to love and set free. And that is exactly how it feels to be in the arms of friendship, to be loved and set free. I work at a nonprofit called Asian Family Support Services of Austin, and we serve Asian and immigrant survivors of violence and abuse. So in this work, we talk a lot about how being in community is what protects us from violence. That it's the friend who knows where the mugs are in your kitchen, the dance group you grab greasy food at IHOP with, the faith leader, the neighbor, the teacher that knows you're allergic to shellfish. These are the things that keep us safe. So I'm standing here now, 6 years later, at 24 years old, but I remember how painful and messy and exciting it was to be in high school. I think everything at this time and age feels so permanent and crushing. Every exam, every friend fight can feel like the end of the world. Personally, high school were the hardest years of my life. I was dealing with depression and anxiety for the first time, navigating family dynamics, academic expectations, what it means to be a good person and a good daughter, and ultimately just wanting to feel accepted and like I belong somewhere. And I thought I had to navigate all of these things on my own. My parents are the most hardworking and persistent people I know, and they are loyal to blood and family. But they also thought that trust couldn't be built anywhere else. Years later, I've learned that not to be true for me. I'm a huge believer that friendships can be our greatest teachers of love, care, generosity, and accountability when we hurt each other and want to make things right. So I wanted to talk about my friend Jojo. I actually saw him 2 days ago, and I showed him this talk because I couldn't talk about friendship without mentioning him. So we met in our senior year of college. We were in the same honors program, and then COVID hit, and we all went online for school. And so we actually ended up connecting on social media. But Jojo, we have this ritual where he'll come over to my apartment. I will make him chocolate chip protein pancakes slathered in maple syrup, and forks in hand, we will talk until the street lights come on. He calls me even though I never pick up because he knows I'll always call him back. He holds my fears and joys, and I hold his, and one of the best compliments I've still ever received is that our friendship raises the standard for even the kind of romantic partner he wants to have. And so years later into our friendship, every day, we are still teaching each other how to love better. So I want you to know, wherever you are in your friendships, or if you're still trying to find your people, that there's no shame in figuring this out. I'm still here at 24 figuring things out, and I know that may sound old or young depending on who you are, but as a person who was so hyper-independent, scared of letting people in, distrustful of people, here I am now, and I have people who are able to go to my bathroom if they need to. You know, I cook dinner for them. I truly have a support network now that I can lean on. So I kind of wanted to talk about how did I get to this point where friendships mean so much to me. So like most things, I had to start with myself. So why did I find it so hard to accept that I deserved patient and loving relationships? What kind of people did I want to be around? What character traits, what values did I want the people around me to have to bring me closer to the person I was and the person I also wanted to be? And also, what did I want to offer? You know, what kind of care did I want to model to the people around me? High school is such a heightened time for emotions and change. You're learning so much about yourself, the kind of music you like, the kind of clothes you want to wear. But it's also a time where I feel like you're wanting so bad to just be accepted and feel like you belong somewhere. So for me, it was really senior year of high school where I started to do the work of building security in who I was. practicing so much self-compassion that even while I was still figuring out the places and the people that would accept me, I always had a home in myself to come back to. And that sounds very flowery. In actual action terms, this looked like a lot of self-reflection, a lot of journaling, and also going to therapy, and that helped me immensely. But I want to say that building this is it's hard work. It takes a lot of time to unlearn all of these stories that you've internalized to protect yourself from either being hurt or being rejected. So this work is hard. But I believe that if you have the option to believe in the kinder, more loving narrative that you do deserve to be accepted, that even when you mess up, you are worthy, why don't we believe in that one? So not all of us are lucky to have our family be our healthy models of love. And this is exactly where friendships come in. Even in high school, you can practice things like boundaries, consent, and open communication. You can ask your friend if they're comfortable with you posting a story of them on your story. Posting a picture of them on your story, and that's consent. You can ask them what they're comfortable with personal space-wise. Do they like hugs? Do they not like loud noises? That's boundaries. You can talk to them if they say something that upsets you. You can work through conflict, big or small, and know that when you hurt each other, what matters is how you make it right. Friends see you through so many life changes. They see you through breakups and birthdays, new haircuts, the loss of loved ones. What better people to practice love and care, commitment and trust with? And we may not have the people right now that we feel comfortable doing this work with. We may not have people that react with understanding and kindness. I think that's a hard part of this process, but I think it's important to realize that it's not a reflection of you not being enough if you are willing to do this work. You get to choose who you do it with, and like anything worth fighting for, good things take time. So I wanted to share a story of a friend that I had a conflict with. So this is one of my friends I also met in college. She's one of the biggest extroverts I know. She's such a people person. Whether she's like waiting in line in a cafe or playing volleyball, she is able to make a friend. And me, on the other hand, I'm a huge introvert. I love hanging out with people, but I have a battery. So I have a timer and I'm out. And so earlier this year, I was going through a slight mental funk. And when I get to this place, it's a lot harder for me to socialize. And so I started canceling on plans or just saying I was busy. And this caused a little bit of tension between us. So a previous version of me, the people pleaser side, the person who really likes to keep the peace and is a little bit conflict avoidant, she would have probably let the friendship go, would have been too afraid to start the hard conversation. But it's truly because of the friends that I have now that I'm able to be brave and put in the work to repair things. And so we sat in the back of an ice cream shop and talked to each other, and we're stronger friends than ever. I want to say that not everyone is going to meet you in this way, but having friends that feel good and show you how simple and safe conversations can be will raise the standard in all aspects of your life. It's truly because of the friends I have that I'm able to be more bold at work, with strangers, with my partner, with my family. Friendships allow us to face things that we're scared of because we know we don't have to do it alone. So when I was approached to do this TEDx talk, I thought maybe it was too silly to talk about friendships. The TED Talk stage is, you're bringing ideas that are supposed to change the world. But I'm such a strong believer that cultivating strong friendships can change the world. It's friendships like me and JoJo that allow us to fight systems that perpetuate violence and power and control, that these friendships show us what love should feel and look like. That is the friends we eat pancakes with in the living room and the friends we have hard conversations with in the back of an ice cream shop. These are the things that save and set us free. Thank you.